My name is Markeita, and this is my story. I'm a middle child of 2 older brothers and 5 sisters. At the age of 14, I went to the doctor for a checkup and found out I was pregnant. I was in high school, so I dealt with oh, she's not going to be nothing in life. What she's going to do is have kids. On June 9th, I gave birth to my beautiful twins, Jacii and Maliyah, at George Washington Hospital. So during labor, I begged them for a C-section because I was so scared of giving natural birth. Once I got to my next room after giving birth to the twins, eyes rolled to the back of my head and all I heard was the doctor scream, "Code red." I was having a seizure. I'm thinking to myself, please don't let me die at this moment. I haven't even held my babies. They did what they had to do and they moved me to another room. After that, I was okay. After high school, I went to college. I went to UDC for nursing. I went to school and had the kids in daycare. I just had to prove everyone wrong. I wasn't going to be, just anybody just not doing nothing with my life. After giving birth to Maliyah, it was about February 27th. Jacii's school had called and told me that it was hard for him to breathe. Get to the doctor, they run a test, and the nurse had came back in the room and told me that she had the results. So she was like, "You might want to sit down for these." And she looks at me in a blank stare and just tells me that my son has cancer. So I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and I'm trying to keep myself together because I don't want him to see me in any type of, hurt. So she goes to do the x-ray on him and then comes back and tell me more bad news and tell me that my son has a tumor by his heart. So at this point, I'm just like, what is going on? I'm doing what I can do as a mother. I went to the ICU and, they was like, he had to stay here until the tumor shrink. So he's crying to go home and I'm just like, we have to stay here until you feel better. So he kept saying, "I'm okay. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay here. I'm okay." I explained to him that he's sick and he has a disease called cancer. So at this moment, I'm still in shock. I'm just like, why my child, After being in the hospital for about a month and a half, 2 months, Jacii was able to go home. 2 years later, we went to the hospital because he had a fever. This particular time, his fever will not spike down. He had a fever of 102 for like a whole week straight. I haven't been to work. I'm taking off work. I'm not going to school with anything because I want to make sure my child is okay. The doctor had actually called me while I was at work and told me they had found out the disease my son had. So he had another disease on top of the cancer. But the disease was called HLH, deadly disease, that shut down all your organs. They sent him down to the ICU because he was having complications breathing. At this point, I'm just like, what's going on with my baby? I hate to see him in pain, suffering or anything. I spoke to the doctor and she was like, they thinking of another plan to come up, to help him. So a few days later, we sat down at the round table and had a meeting. As I walked in the room, I could see everybody with sad faces, So I try to go in a happy mood and, just hope that it's a miracle that they can fix my baby. I sit down, and his doctors immediately started crying and was like, we love him so much and, we don't want to see nothing happen to him. It was like, we still working with him, we still give him medication, but at this point, it's up to him to fight it off. So I go back in the room with him and I'm just sitting beside his bed, I'm leaning over him crying. And I just whisper in his ear and say, "Mom, we won't be okay if you just go ahead and go." At approximately 3:46, we all was around his bedside watching Frozen. That's his favorite movie. And some had told me to look back behind me and just make sure he was okay. As I look back behind me, I see his heart rate going down and it had hit flatline. I recently started a foundation in his memory. That foundation is called Jacii D Foundation. And I also have a clothing line in his memory as well. It be days where I just want to give up, you know. I just pray and ask him to help me. But he wanted to play football. We talked about that a lot. He always said, Mom, yeah, when I get my port out, please buy me some cleats and everything, Mom. And I was like, I got you. We're going to play football. You know, every day is a struggle, but, you know, I maintain and I just keep pushing. I do attend church more often now. And I pray more and, you know, just ask him, you know, to help me through the day. It's hard, but, you know, I'll be okay.